please hit that subscribe button.
Hey everybody.
Better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody. So it's time to continue my favorite series where I am looking at my favorite players on every NHL team by position. And today we are going to be starting the Pacific Division with the LA Kings. This is the last division I have left to go for those of you that have been following this series. Before we begin, I just ask that you please hit that subscribe button if you are new and give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already, as both of those things greatly help out the channel and are much appreciated. But let's get into it here, talking about my favorite players on the Los Angeles Kings. Not going to lie, LA is not one of my favorite teams in the league, and particularly now. They've got plenty of players in the lineup that I really don't even know that much about. But I still do have some favorites, so we're going to start at left wing, where my favorite left wing on the LA Kings is Adrian Kemp. This is a guy who I really have liked since he's come up into the Kings lineup. And I just think he's become a really solid middle-of-your-lineup type guy, and I think he's one of the good younger players that the LA Kings have on their roster. At center, we are going with the best player on the team, Anze Kopitar. Anze Kopitar is an absolute legend. It's obviously unfortunate that the Kings are in the situation now where they're one of the worst teams in the league, whereas Kopitar, two-time Stanley Cup champion, one of the best two-way forwards of the past, certainly the early 2010s without a doubt with the Kings. Incredibly talented player. I think he's certainly the best player on the LA Kings, and anyone who wants to make Drew Doughty arguments, I will debate you on that all day because Drew Doughty at this point sucks. But Kopitar is fantastic, very good. Obviously not putting up the offensive numbers that he used to because the team around him is a shell of its former self. But Kopitar is definitely my favorite center and one of my favorite LA Kings of the past, number of years, past decade, really, in the NHL. At right wing, I had to try and dig around and find one for this one, but Trevor Lewis, one of those hard-working fourth-line grinder-type players. I really like those kind of guys, those heart and soul players, and he's been on the Kings for a long time now, and I think it shows the value of Trevor Lewis in that lineup, that despite through all of this, he is still on the LA Kings roster. He is still in the LA Kings lineup because it shows how valuable he is as a depth piece, as a fourth liner, and now as a little bit older of a player, someone who's a leader and can kind of show the way for the young guys coming up. He was never a flashy guy, never a super big point producer, kind of always just one of those hardworking depth guys, and I like that a lot about Trevor Lewis. On defense, I've got to tell you there was not a lot to pick from on defense here with the LA Kings. My favorite Kings defenseman is actually Curtis Mcdermott. And he's someone who's not in the lineup every night, but played, I believe, 40-something games this year with the Kings. He is a big, physical brute of a defenseman, heavyweight fighter. Obviously, that's why I like him. Huge fighter, can take on absolutely anybody in the league. He's fought Milan Lucic. He fought Nick Delorier, I believe, twice this year. I'm not sure if he's ever fought Ryan Reeves yet or not, but that would certainly be someone I'd love to see him fight if he hasn't yet. But McDermott is one big, tough kid on the back end, and I love it. Second favorite defenseman is Ben Hutton. Pretty solid player. He's had a decent NHL career, obviously. Not exactly a superstar D-man or anything like that, but a decent, solid player back there. And one of the veterans on this LA roster that, at this point, is, with the exception of a few of those, remaining guys from when they, their heyday, the LA team is going in a very young direction. Hutton's one of the older guys, even though he's 27 years old. And finally, in goal, we have Jonathan Quick. Absolute legend. Not, obviously not the goaltender that he used to be. Injuries have certainly caught up to him. The team struggling in front of him has certainly not helped. But Jonathan Quick, what he's done as the LA Kings goaltender, winning 2 Stanley Cups, being one of the top goaltenders in the league for a pretty significant stretch of time, through most of the 2010s. There's no denying how great of a goalie Jonathan Quick is, and what a spectacular career he has had. Despite the way things have gone recently for him and the Kings, that does not take away from the past and what he's been able to accomplish. So Jonathan Quick is an absolute legend in goal and a great goalie. So there you have it, guys. My favorites for the Los Angeles Kings: at left wing, Adrian Kemp; at center, Anze Kopitar; right wing, Trevor Lewis; on defense, Curtis McDermott and Ben Hutton; and in goal, Jonathan Quick. So with that, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.